All right, welcome everyone to today's webinar. My name is Carl Holman. I'm the communications manager here at A&D Mortgage. This is our weekly Tuesday webinar. Again, sorry for the technical delay for a few minutes. Today's topic we're covering is bridge loans and what they are and how they work. We'll go through the etiquette real quick as we do every week. So first off, we've muted microphones and cameras so that we don't have any obstructions because we are recording the webinar. We ask you if you've got questions to go ahead and put them in the Q&A panel. And if you've got a major question, use the little raise your hand function. And then the final thing, and I'm doing it myself, is to make sure that your cell phones are off so that we can give Lucy your full attention. And so with that, I'll introduce today's speaker. Her name is Lucy Mantilla. She's one of our top wholesale executives, and she handles quite a few of these bridge loans. So she will talk to you today about the bridge loans. So with that, Lucy, take away.
Good afternoon. I hope everyone is doing very well. I'm happy to be back and this opportunity to speak about our bridge programs. I know some of the brokers that are with us this afternoon had closed loans with us. Used to be our light doc, and now recently the name was changed to Bridge. For other brokers that is the first time that hear about our Bridge program, it will be the opportunity to give other options to your buyers to use your service and obviously to bring the loans to us. AD Mortgage, it has been the power of yes in the lending industry since 2005. As you know, we offer FHA loans, conventional, non-QM, and hard money. We have expanded our services to the community through our servicing department. We serve conventional, governments, and non-QM loans. Other company family is our Imperial Funding that it was funded in 2014 to invest in non-QM loans, hard money, and commercial loans. And this is the company that analyzes and underwrites our bridge programs. We offer the bridge loans in Florida, in New Jersey, in New York, in Pennsylvania, in Georgia. For other states, we do it on a case by case. Our bridge program, it's a investment program that fund non-owner occupied loans for business purposes only. We do on a short-term loan, interest-only loan, 5-year fixed, balloon at the end of the term. It has a standard prepayment penalty of 24 months, and the borrower is allowed to do a partial prepayment of 20% of the principal for the first 2 years with no prepayment penalty fee. We do loans with FICO score as low as 580. Max LTV would be 70%. You do not have to provide any income or employment information on the 303. We welcome foreign nationals and no permanent residents. For foreign nationals, we require valid visa and a valid passport. For non-permanent residents, we require just a valid driver license. We don't require season and source assets, and we are allowed to use, borrowers are allowed to use cryptocurrencies for down payment and closing costs. We can close these loans as fast as 2 weeks if the title work and appraisal is ready. Require minimum documentation. The underwriter basically will review the corporate documentation because those loans has to close under a corporation. We're talking about articles of incorporation, employer identification number, operating agreement, and corporate resolution. Under bridge loans, we can close properties that are classified C4, C5, and C6. C4 is a property that it has some physical deterioration due to the normal wear and tear. It's more like cosmetic repairs. For C5, you have some significant repairs, but the property is still usable. And 6.6, it will be a rehab, but we can do those properties under this program. As I mentioned, we don't require sourcing and season of funds, meaning that with a printout from the lending from the bank, will work for the underwriter to clear that part of the assets. We don't need to source any type of large deposits that you see on the bank statements. On these programs, we don't require a VOM, but we require that the mortgages stated on the 1003 or any mortgage that the borrower has must be current at the time of submission. I wanted to bring this slide because I want you to have an idea of the rates that we offer under this program, and also see what would be the FICO score required depending on the transaction that you are doing. If it's a purchase, a rent term, a cash out, depending on the loan amount. Also, if you're doing a residential property or commercial property, because we allow commercial properties under this program. You can find these metrics on a daily rate sheet that you received, or the link that we have provided to our brokers to be able to log in into our daily rates. Advantage of the bridge program is that it's a smooth and easy closing. Minimum documentation, as I mentioned, we can go up to 70% LTV. We do all type of investment properties. We can do loan amounts as low as 75,000, and we can go up to 5 million. If the loan amount is higher than 5 million, we do it on a case by case. Properties that we can do under this program: single family home, condo. We don't require a condo questionnaire for this program. New construction properties, multifamily, mixed use, that is very popular in New York, condotel, short-term rentals, and retail office. Warehouses, we do in a case by case. I want to share with you an experience that I had on this program before we move to the next one. And recently I had a loan a few months ago for a foreign national. The borrower was from Mexico, and the broker was having a hard time trying to source all the large deposits that were on his bank accounts. That was a new construction, and you know, when it's a new construction and the CO is ready, the builder will penalize the borrower for not closing on time. So our option was to transfer the loan from foreign national DACR to our bridge program to be able to close on time, and for the borrower not to run into penalties or the risk to lose the property. So this is one of the cases that it's an advantage to use our bridge loans. We have also exceptions that we can do on this under this program, which is properties with open permits, property that in declining markets, semi-rural area. We do blanket loans, 5+ more properties under one loan, and we can do scores when the score is below 620 in some transactions, like cash out. We do an exception depending on the compensating factors that the underwriter can find for the loan. We allow to close under personal name only on a foreign national. And also we do exceptions for higher LTV, meaning higher than 75%. Well, I guess that's pretty much what I have to briefly explain to you what is a bridge loan, because we have here Lina, our underwriter for bridge loans, and she can confirm that these loans are more like manual underwriting. If it makes sense for Lina to approve the loan, she will do it on a case by case. And we have that advantage that we have Lina is the only underwriter that analyzes all the bridge loans. And she has a very good knowledge and a quick response in any questions that any broker will have in regards to these loans.
Yeah, why don't we go ahead and we can start the Q&A section right now. So Elena, do you have visibility of the questions?
Yes, I do. I just replied.
Okay.
Okay. Let's see. What is
Yes. So we have 4 others that have just come in.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to start going through those. So the first question was, I'll read it out for the participants who can't see them. If a construction loan takes 12 months, but we have prepayment penalties at 24 months, does this mean the borrower must pay prepayment penalties for 24 months?
So it can be no prepay, can be 1 year prepay, 2 years prepay, depends on the loan, depends on the term. If Lucy, can you open the matrix? Can you show the matrix?
Like, hold on a second, I've got that.
Okay, thank you.
If it will cooperate, there we go. Okay, can you see it?
Yeah. So do you see prepayment penalty term, lender points, penalty first, penalty second, this section? So it can be prepaid. It can be, so 1 year prepay, 2 years prepay, no prepay. So it depends on the loan, depends on the borrower. So if a loan is 12 months, so it can be prepaid or no prepay, but the borrower should pay lender's point for no prepay. So 1 year loan, 1 month prepay, 1 point prepay, or if no prepay, prepayment penalty. I mean, hold on, once again. So if it's 12 months loan, it can be 12 months prepay penalty, or the borrower can pay fees at closing, 1 point. Does it work? I mean,
yeah.
Any common sense here?
Nope, not yet. So let's go ahead and go to the next one. Can you do ALF? If anyone knows what the ALF stands for.
What is ALF?
Yeah, the for you don't do churches, we don't do the nursing homes, we don't do what is the other properties that we don't do? But sometimes they will do in a case by case. That's what
Yes.
This is a very tricky program, because it's not it's flexible depending on the compensating factors where the location is. But in bottom line, we do not do churches, or we don't do nursing homes.
Thank you. All right. Next, for commercial loans, first-time borrower is LTV still 70%.
Yes.
What's the debt service? What's the debt service requirement?
For commercial loans, we required to provide the before the loan is submitted. My recommendation is to speak to the account executive and provide the account executive the scenario, and that will be sent to Lina, and Lina will allow to, she will reply back depending where the property is located.
Yes.
And if it's commercial loans are for owner occupied, or sometimes borrowers are buying these properties for investment, all depends. They will work out with you the LTV, or they will do some type of exceptions. I've had the experience with exceptions in some loans that I have closed under this program.
Okay. Somebody was asking about what types of rates are we looking at, and the rates in the matrix here are current as of yesterday. Correct?
Correct.
So 11.5% for 740 with a 0 to 50 LTV. So that should give you the starting point of the rates that you're looking for. I think that took care of that person's question.
The flexibility that we have with the prepayment penalty here, it's most of the hard money the lender would, the private lender will charge lender points. In this case, we give you the opportunity not to charge lender points, but have 2 years prepayment penalty, or you can balance it out and have only 1 year prepayment penalty, and it will be 1% lender points. So that is flexible on how you manage if you want to pay lender points or not.
Okay. Can you explain the owner occupied for commercial?
It's because a person is purchasing or is doing a cash out for a property, a commercial property that they are using for their own business. If it's a retail store, or sometime I did in New York one for a doctor that the property, it was a mixed use. So on the first level, it was his practice. And on the second level, it was an apartment that it was rented.
Okay. What do the amortization periods look like for a 5-year bridge loan?
It's an interest-only loan.
Okay. Can the bridge loan be done as cash out refi on an investment property?
Yes, as you see on the terms, it says cash out. We can go up to 65% LTV. The minimum FICO score is 620, and the rate will have an adjustment of 0.25.
Okay. All right. Somebody thought it was a 5-year term. Are there other terms?
Lena, can they do another type of term?
Yeah, we can do one. Yeah, we can do 1 through 5. No problem.
Okay, but nothing greater than 5.
No, 5 maximum.
Okay. I have an accepted purchase for investment properties. Can we use a bridge for the down payment? The borrower wants to put down 15%.
Lena?
Oh.
Just a second. I have an accepted purchase for investment. Can we use a bridge for the down payment? What is that, bridge for the down payment? I mean, I didn't get that, sorry. Borrower wants to put 15 down. So maximum LTV is 70. So maybe sometimes we can go high if the borrower is strong, but I should have the scenario, but I didn't understand the question. Can we use bridge for the down payment? What is that?
Yeah, Sharon, if you can maybe elaborate that in another question, we can get back to that one. All right, minimum loan amount has to be 500,000. We can't do a smaller.
No, minimum loan amount is 75,000.
Yep. Okay. Can the broker order the appraisal from any AMC?
Can the broker order appraisal from the broker? Should order the appraisal from AMC. If it's commercial, I order the appraisal. So we have the list of appraisers, commercial appraisers that are approved by our warehouse lenders.
Mm-hmm.
So I use only the appraisers from this list. So for commercial, I do order the appraisal. For residential, it's regular procedure like we use on non-QM loans.
Oh, Mr. Chapman. All right, with mixed use, excuse me, a mixed use property in Chicago. where commercial storefront is vacant and residential is only 30% of the property. It's purchased, buyer's a strong professional investment.
We need the letter of explanation when why it's only 30% rented, what's going on with the other stuff, any lease agreement in the future. So any explanation what's going on with the property and the plans of the borrower.
How long does the commercial appraisal usually take?
How long? You mean?
Depending on the state, right, Lena? But usually like 3 weeks, the commercial appraisals are taken for the appraiser to provide the report.
Yeah, it depends. So 2 through 4 weeks.
Okay. So your bridge loan refi works on owner occupied and non-owner occupied.
So if it's residential, non-owner occupied only. If commercial can be owner occupied, but for commercial stuff, for commercial units. So the borrower can't live, for example, if it's mixed use and the borrower run his business on the first floor, bakery, wherever, and he resides on the second floor, no, it's prohibited. So it's owner occupied. If it's pure commercial and the borrower runs business there, it's okay. If the borrower is strong and has the experience in the business, so experienced borrower. So we're good with owner occupied on commercial only. Residential, it's investment only, business purpose only.
Did you say we can close only as LLCs? Personal signature is not required.
What do you mean personal signature? It's required because the guarantor signs the documents.
Okay.
But we don't like it, but we can do personal, we can close in a personal name, but we should get more information regarding I'm sorry, where the borrower resides. We need some homestead exemption. We need the evidence that he resides somewhere else, like utility bill. So any evidence that the borrower resides anywhere else. But for some states like New York, California, LLC only. For Florida, is an exception. We can close under the personal name, but with more conditions.
Okay. All right, this one's a little technical. I'm not sure who could run the scenario for them, but if the loan amount is 200,000, the interest rate is 12%. What's the monthly note look like on a 5-year term?
Hold on.
Oh.
Let me put it down. Or I can text a bit later.
Yeah, we can email I'll get
Yeah, that
email
one it
addresses on
could
all
be
these.
answered. Yeah.
Yeah, so Simi, we'll get back to you with an answer on that one. Okay, does the property have to be a certain type of condition? Are roof issues okay?
So we do different condition of the property, but we use as is appraisal only. We don't use after repair value. We use as is. Roof, if there is an issue with the roof or something else, so it's still we're still good, but we accept as is value only.
Okay.
Because the value will go lower with these conditions.
Oh, okay. So, but going back to that earlier question about the bridge for the 15% down, the borrower wants to bridge an investment property for the down payment.
Where is it?
It's down a little bit lower in the chain. It's from Sharon.
Yeah, here's the borrower wants to bridge an investment property for the down payment.
Okay, I guess the question is like technical a bridge loan, like using the equity of another property to buy another property. That's the question basically on that one. to get a bridge loan to purchase, to get the down payment for another property? That's
Yeah.
the question?
Yeah, that's what she's indicating.
Yeah, I don't think we're doing those loans yet, right, Lena?
Yes, no, we don't do it.
Right. Are there ever circumstances where 2 appraisals are necessary?
If the loan amount 1 million and above,
Okay.
2 appraisals are required.
My favorite question, will we get a copy of the recording? Yes, I'll get to that in just a few minutes once we get through all the questions. Do we have any solutions for owner occupied, or what if they aren't planning to move in until renovation is done on the home they purchased?
No owner occupied at all. We can't do it.
Okay. How do we get a broker package in contact?
I guess, do you have our emails? I mean,
Yeah, so there will be an email that goes out tomorrow, Michael, that will have Lucy's contact information. So if you want to start the process of becoming a broker, we can do that. And then I'll send you Michael's email, Lucy. You can get in touch with him here. All right. So we have a similar question, but what is your
bridge loan used for? It's like hard money loan. Purchase, cash out, refi.
for all type of properties that are investment only, it's a business purpose loan only. So for any investor, we don't require the investor to have experience as an investor. It could be the first time that they buy an investment property. They can do it under this program. They can do it for borrowers, I'm sorry, that they probably are receiving a large deposit to buy an investment property from a relative, but we under this program, we don't require season and source. So this program is a good option for certain type of borrowers that is hard for the brokers to fit into the other options like non-QM or conventional loans. On this one, we don't require to have any type of employment or income information from the borrower. So it's an alternative for someone that probably has good income, but not able to prove it, and he wants to become an investor. So that will be an option. It will be an option for an investor who wants to have a blanket loan because we do it on an exception basis. It's a very handy program in some cases that you need to have a fast closing and you don't have that much time, like, because it's a minimum requirement document. So as I said, if it's a condominium, you don't need to provide a condo questionnaire. You just need the appraisal, the documentation for the corporation, and a pre-now or 1 month bank statements for assets. Basically, that's what you need it.
So we call it bridge, not because it's not a pure bridge loan, like you resides in the property and you are going to purchase a new property. So this is pure bridge. We don't do this pure bridge loan. We call our loans bridge because it's short-term loan. If you need to close it as soon as possible now, and in a year or in a bit later, you will refinance it. So it's a kind of bridge between today and tomorrow with lower rate.
And another good thing to mention is we know that eventually if you have a borrower, because I have gotten phone calls from brokers that the borrower just recently got discharged from a BK or had a foreclosure. So we don't require any season on any credit events. So we just need the person to, end it with that process, and the next day can buy a property, an investment property using this type of program.
So we have one here about the payments are amortized over 60 months for a 5-year term. They just want to be sure the payment is based on 60 months. So when we send that calculated one over.
Yeah, but it's an interest only. But it's if you don't make extra payments towards principal, the principal at the end of the 5 years, it will remain the same. So there is no amortization that the principal and interest will be reduced towards the 5 years because it's just interest only.
Okay. Can we do owner occupied on commercial retail?
Commercial, retail, own occupied, we do. If the
Commercial-
borrower is strong.
Okay. For commercial property owner user, can you do it? I guess that's the same question. It's the same person. Okay. Someone says they're still confused on what the purpose of the bridge loan is used for. Can we get a quick example?
We do not do mixed properties under any other program. And if they had a scenario where the borrower has, like just Lena mentioned, or I just mentioned, the doctor that he has his practice in New York and using the first floor for own use, and the second floor it was a condo and it was rented out. So in those cases, we have, when you have also a property, a borrower that it has a property that it has more than 4 units, we cannot do more than 4 units on a non-QM options. So we have to do it under this as a multifamily units. You can do it for borrowers that they don't have season and source assets for the last 60 days. So you can do it here. You can do for a borrower that recently had a foreclosure or has a bankruptcy and it doesn't have the season required in our non-QM program. So that would be a borrower that potentially can be done under this program. Also for non-permanent residents that they only can provide that they have a valid driver license. So we can do it under bridge loan. It's a bridge loan, and as Lena said, it's because it's a temporary loan that you are providing to your borrower to get back in track, either with their income or with the credit history or with any type of issues that it doesn't allow the broker to fit that borrower into the other options like conventional government loans or non-QM. So this will be another alternative to help your borrower to be able to buy a property while they can, do some adjustments to whatever the situation is, income, credit,
The property,
assets,
C5 and worse.
the property type that they want. Somebody can fall in love with a property, but that property, unfortunately, if it's classified as C4, C5, C6, won't be able to close it with us in another program.
Or if the borrower wants to close it as soon as possible. So any other reason why the purchase, so if it's a purchase, sometimes the borrower has to close as soon as possible. So this is, bridge loan will help.
Okay. I think we've covered that. So what is the difference between a regular hard money loan and a bridge loan?
There is no difference.
The same.
What's the max LTV for owner occupied commercial?
So it depends on the borrower. If the borrower is strong, we can do 70. If it's purchase, we can do 70. If it's cash out, so 60, 65. So it depends on the loan amount, value, location. So just run this scenario, just send it to me, email it to me, or text it to me, and I will respond.
Okay. What's the broker BP max, 3% or no ceiling?
It's 3 points. That's what the broker can charge. The MLO compensation, 3%.
Okay. Any way to utilize STR for purchase? Short-term rental.
Yeah, they do. With the 1007, right, Lena?
Yes, we do. 1007.
And that would include like an Airbnb for the DSCR calculation.
Yes.
Okay. Should take care of Ken's questions. Okay. Do we require environmental surveys with commercial loans?
Depends on the property. If it's like daycare or just office, of course we don't require it.
Okay. All right. It's the end of at least the big batch of questions. We'll give it a couple more minutes, or let's give it another minute or two for questions, or I'll let people think. Let me go to sort of our usual wrap-up section, and then we can still get some more questions answered when I get through. Okay, so just a couple things. This is some ways that our brokers can stay engaged with us. If you're not aware, we're currently on the cover of Scotsman's Guide. So I'd be sure to go check it out. I believe it's scotsmanguide.com, and I think you click the residential edition. So we've got a nice 2-3 page spread in there. And we've got a couple of tech tools. So easy quick price, the quick pricer that we have, you can schedule out all your non-QM scenarios. I don't think the bridge loans are on the quick pricer, but I'd have to check. But if you
It
have
is
other
not.
if you have other non-QM scenarios, though, you can run them through Quick Pricer. Lena had mentioned about the AMCs. So yes, we have a centralized platform called AD Appraisal Center where you can order and manage. I think we've got somewhere over 24 approved AMCs at this point. I can't remember. I believe it's in every state that we cover. But you can manage everything all in one place. It's simple to use. And then if you're into marketing, you can use AD Studio, it functions similar to Canva, but it's an all-in-one place. It's web-based, and you can alter existing templates. And we've got, I think we're over 300 or 400 different types of templates for flyers, postcards, email campaigns, social media. So you've got quite a hefty array of things there. And then we do conduct weekly webinars every Tuesday at 1. So next week, we're going to cover the 1099 and WVOE programs. The week after, we'll do non-mortgable condos. Then we're going to look at the prepayment penalty strategies. And then just after the 4th of July, we're going to do a deep dive on how to work with millennial home buyers. We got the one question already about the recordings, and yes, we do record every webinar. They're made available usually within 24 hours on our website at admortgage.com/learning center. Before you log out, there'll be a brief 5-6 question survey to tell us how we do. And then tomorrow you'll get an email auto-generated out of the system that'll have the link to the webinar as well as Lucy's contact information. And then the other thing is, if you are interested in joining our social media platforms, we are on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube. We have something called AD News Chat that's available through Telegram. If you go to admortgage.com, you can click up in the top navigation to get AD News Chat and just download it and get started there. And then on LinkedIn and Facebook, we're participants and moderators in something called Non-QM Exchange, where you can interact with other brokers in the community that work either with us or other lenders. You can float scenarios out there where everybody's pretty much monitoring it. So it's a good way if you want to get in touch with us if you're not currently an approved broker until you are in the process to kind of get some scenarios answered. And with that, I'll go back to, we got 2 other questions that came in. Any financing for ADU purpose?
What do you call ADU purpose? I'm sorry. It's extra property on the lot, or what is that? To tell the truth, I didn't
Or
see that
garage-
before.
Garage, it's a garage, it's a converted
I-
garage.
No.
Okay. All right. Okay, thank you for that. Can you buy a hotel, motel, extended stay, and gas station?
Hotel, motel, yes. A gas station, no.
Okay. All right. Thank you for the people who are telling us what ADU stands for. Accessory dwelling unit. So, okay, so I think we've answered all of those. All right, let's give it one more minute for more questions to come through, and if not, we'll wrap up and close up for the day. And just again, I can remind you guys to go sign up for next week's webinars, any of the next few, that if you're interested in learning more about those programs as well as the bridge loans. Okay, doesn't, oh, two more snuck in. Can we do purchase rental properties that need repair?
Yes, as far as the appraisal comes as is, as Lena mentioned, we allow properties depending if it's classified 5, 4, or 6. But we allow to close properties under this program that requires some kind of repairs.
We used to do fix and flip, but now we don't do it. It takes a lot of time. Just as is only. Any type of property, I mean, any condition, but as is.
Okay, do you do rehab loan to include purchase loan? So I think you just answered.
No,
that.
we don't
Fix and
do,
flip.
yeah, we don't do any longer, sorry.
Yeah, they would have fix or flip through any of the FHA 203s. Okay, and then I think every time I try to wrap us up, I think we get one more question. So I'll give you guys 30 more seconds, and that'll be our last round of questions. Okay, I think we'll call it that. So, all right, thanks everybody for participating. A lot of really great questions. We hopefully help clarify what our bridge loan program is like compared to others, and hopefully we'll hear from you guys in the future with some bridge loans. So with that, I appreciate everybody and hope you have a great rest of your day, and hopefully see you next week at next week's webinars. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Lena.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
All right, you too.
You as
Bye-bye.
well.
Thank you.